Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. A post on social media caught our attention about how some parents treat their children, especially the ones under 5. They were like second options from stories being said by teachers about some children dropped off at the school wearing diapers from the day before, or how some dropped off in the school without food, or some are even picked up late at the end of the day. They finalized that a lot of people don't deserve the children they are giving. What are your thoughts on this? Join the conversation by calling us on 020-1635-2013. The number is on your screen. You can also tweet to us via X, and then we're also on YouTube, so you can drop your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Now, this one is very, very close to home. I said, Nima was like, see, we are trying to raise funds for some people to have children. Some people, they would give anything to have a child, one child. Then you now find yourself as a teacher, and you are praying for a child, says a parent bring a child to school with soiled diaper, or bring a child to school without food, or forget the child in school. Nima, do you want to start, or Mariam should start?
Even me, I'm feeling a bit guilty. So in the early days, I'm a mother's, I'm a loving mother, that kind of mother person. So I will do my best. I get up early, slice it, dice it, make food for my kids. And the two of them, especially when it was only my daughter before she would come, how did you cook? I don't want to eat that. And it's already 6 a.m.
I don't eat that.
And I'm already late. I need to get out of the house. When you roll your eyes like that and say you don't want to eat that, if I said to my son the day before yesterday that the chicken, do they lay the eggs boiled? Because I'm already late. I'm asking for boiled egg when it was already fried. Say the chicken goes shit and boiled. You're talking as if it will do like this and it will be boiled. And we cannot be boiling egg keep down, because the eggs now that they have, I don't know if you notice it. You know the way we used to travel along Ibadan Road and be buying boiled eggs.
Mara, like that.
About boil they expire for evening. The smell and change and taste, everything will change. So you don't do that anymore. But the tediousness of preparing and getting a child ready can be confusing for any parents. That's why when I read this, and I was like, is it not too general? Because I know what it was like for me. Adding my plan, my schedule, my career with my kids, it was tough. It's now that they are much more matured. And I noticed that both of them like to explore, cook what they like. With my strict, don't eat sugar, don't eat noodles, don't eat kinikon, we were always at loggerheads. When I started to allow them do some of their exploring, they eat their food. If I force them to a proper meal, they will take it to school and bring it back. Every day. This week, we don't have one already. I wanted to eat it. I think it was hot. They will always have one English or the other. So if a teacher was watching my child at school, for instance, they would think, what kind of parent is she? My son...
Nima, I know you.
No.
I know how you carry your children's matter on your head. So when you say things like this, we're talking about some parents that the food their children eat every day of the week is noodles. You know, the popular noodles. Not with veggies, not like it's like, let's just quickly boil water, pour it inside plates, let's go. That's the parenting we're talking about. The ones, that's the level, not the one that occasionally feels overwhelmed. Those ones we can understand that it's not every time, but some parents, you as a parent will feel that, God, this your equation, you get a CBU. Yeah. Mariam.
Okay. See, there are two sides to this story, but just because, for today's, for the topic itself, I will start with what, is obviously there, which is
examples.
The examples that they've given to show bad parenting. There's one that says on several occasions, a daughter has come to school hungry, wearing unwashed uniforms from the week before. A teacher noticed that a child was brought to school and the food that child came with was already bad. They would drop their children really early with diapers that had been soiled from the day before, and then they pick them up really late. Those sorts of things. So on the one hand, which is for me maybe the obvious one, it looks like bad parenting. Definitely, there is bad parenting. And as you mentioned, some parents just feed their children noodles. And there is that. And from what I've seen in situations like that is parents have put themselves under one type of pressure to chase. There are things that people are chasing now, much more than concentrating on their children. It's the sacrifices that we need to make to raise our families. You know, many of us are unwilling to make them. I'm not talking of those that have to. I'm talking of those that are unwilling to make them. What is more important is how much money you have, where you are traveling to, what you are wearing, how you are coming out, you know. The children themselves, how to raise those children and nurture them is not a priority. As long as, you know, after everything, you know, at the end of
pay for the school fees
we can pay for the fees, we can go for vacation and things like that. So you find parents not giving their all in raising and nurturing children. So that's one thing that I'm seeing. Now, what Nima was talking about, we're talking about those who are overwhelmed. And I want to add that to mental health issues. So there is, I believe, an epidemic of mental health problems. And there are many adults that are struggling. Times are tough, and you have to be many things. You have to be a provider. Yes. We have, especially single parents, you have to be a provider, a protector. You have to go to work. You still have to be the mother. You still have, so there's just so many things. And people are getting overwhelmed. Someone sends their child to school in a soiled diaper. Unless that person does it over and over again, my thought would be that this person is going through something. This person is struggling, because I do not believe that any parent would want to do that. So I'll have empathy, honestly, and I would want to sit with that parent and find out what could be happening elsewhere. We're taking on a lot more than we can handle, you know, with the work that we do. Sometimes when you have children, maybe take a job that pays less and gives you more hours to be able to take care of the children. Maybe take a job that is closer to home instead of going all the way. It may mean less pay, but at least you are there for your child. There are just too many things that are happening, and I feel that we are putting our children last. I'm seeing us putting our children last, because what has become more important is how we appear in the public.
You've touched on two very, very interesting points that I wasn't. You sort of have tilted our conversation a bit, because at first I wanted us to bash the lazy parents. Yeah. But even from Nima and from what you said, it's for us to have a bit more empathy for the overwhelmed parents. So yes, there are the lazy bad parents, but sometimes we might be judging too quickly. Let me hear from you before we dig further into the things you've raised.
I think firstly, I'm going to start with a question. Why do we have children?
You know, that's like when somebody tells me I want to have another child after like 4. I'll be like asking, I'll be wondering.
That's just the blunt truth, or the blunt question we have to put on the table. Why?
Why do we have more children?
What is the need for children? Some people don't even know why they have children. Yes, maybe I said to somebody, I said, when I had my first child, it was because I felt that I was doing too much for family. And maybe by the time I now have this child, I might have nothing left. So let me have mine and begin to nurture my garden. That's why I had children. And my first and my second, they are 8-year gap. And when somebody asks me, I say, you think I not see Bele? Bele na easy thing for maybe some people. Glory to God. But you think say that 8 years, you think say I know they lie down. I lie down. But because I didn't want that stress, I wasn't ready. Because I saw what the first one had put me through, that I needed to be there. Somebody else cannot train your child for you. Some of us have this, because I have parents, my children will be at my parents. No, it is your responsibility. You went to the bedroom, you went to open your legs, and you had a child. So you should be responsible for that child. So there is no excuse for bad parenting, but is there an excuse for having sex? Oh, 2 people that are colliding, is blender they're expecting, or they're expecting 32-inch TV to come and stare in their faces. What is bad is bad. I think it's the traditional coercion of Bibi la BA, you will not
have to have your own.
Why? What is the need for? Because let's look at it plainly. You can have 5 children and God takes them in 1 second.
Because some people have kids as option for retirement.
And God says the 5 of them, the 10 of them, they are going. So what are you going to be left with? That's why I brought it that why do we have children? If you know the reason you have children, I think you'll be able to nurture them. You'll be able to sacrifice beyond limits. That, okay, these children, yes. I said, I did one video one day and I said, see, we are the nurturers. The adage of Yoruba say, Yorubas have misled us a lot. It's a lie. It's not the
No. Hello. Oh. You're speaking Yoruba like everybody understands Yoruba.
I want to interpret it. In the Yorubas will say what the child will eat. The child has brought. No, it is what the child will become. Lotimuwa as destiny. You are the parents that will feel it. If you don't send your children to football academy, they can't play ball. If you don't send them to swimming schools or swimming training, they can't swim.
But like Osime, that they will live at the dump site in Ojota and you will go and play ball on the field.
That's what I'm telling you. The misconception is what a child will eat. No. It is what a child will become, because even children of orphans, they still become regardless. And you're like, no father, no mother. So sometimes, yes, I'm out for the bad parents because I've seen too many. And I keep asking myself, why do these people have children? What are they using these children for?
We'll talk to the bad parents, but you see, I have gotten plenty stray bullets on this table today. Like, Nima didn't give me a stray bullet. Nima was feeling like, oh, we are together. Sometimes this thing happens. When she mentioned your parents, I'm in the WhatsApp group. I'm in the WhatsApp group of my parents will help me take care and raise my children. When Mariam was of the opinion of making the necessary sacrifice and your willingness to, I see that I'm still in that WhatsApp group too. So like, I've gotten a lot of stray bullets, and sometimes when we have conversations like this, I choose to be vulnerable on this show today because I feel sometimes we don't look within. It's easy to look outside and say, well, my child is not going to school in soiled diaper. Your child is missing homework. Your child your child goes to school with uniform on a day when it's sports day. Or your child, there's traditional day and nobody read communication book, and your child showed up in school wearing uniform when everybody was wearing native. We've all had that. I've been in that WhatsApp group. Last year, I had a major quarrel with one of my school, my son's teacher. And I'm like, don't guilt trip me because you want to make me feel bad, like I'm not present. But at that time, I was dealing with people knew what I was dealing with last year. There was Omonile drama, my staff in prison. So there was a whole lot going on. Like I was coming from a lot and swimming through a lot. So don't even bring your own. The boy will be okay. But I got to school and I got that feeling of, we put it in communication book, you did not read it. We sent it to you. You are not checking. It's not my job to help you to do. I said, no, ma. I've told you that please send me WhatsApp message. Sometimes I get home too late. But she really wanted to make me feel like I'm such a bad parent. I reported the situation for you to know, because I didn't like the feeling. I got back home and I was like, okay, what could I have done better? And how could I have handled this thing better? And I put structures in place. It meant that it meant that I had to pay ×2 for my lesson teacher. It was over ×2 actually, because I had to get a lesson teacher that could be more on ground to support me because I needed that intervention. The truth is, this conversation would hit many other people, and the conversation around mental health is something that we need to delve into. So before we deal with the terrible parents, let's talk about helping parents that are going through a lot. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're discussing parenting, the lazy parents, the overwhelmed parents, the emotionally drained parents, the parent that is dealing with, what was the word? I don't want to put the wrong label on it. Let's just say
there's a word that usually they're autopilot parents, and they were more of our own parents' generation than ours. You know those autopilot. No, the child will turn out right. Or you will turn out right. Any at the beginning, you don't born you go turn out right. They will come back. Have you done your homework? I couldn't understand maths. But my immediate elder sister was born with maths. As in she went to class in heaven and came with it because she was naturally good at it. So they expected the same standard of me. No problem. You know those children I don't have problem. Just look at my dad down there say, you see that maths? It's not my calling. Leave it for KK, let her be doing it. So when we're writing our exams, I remember when because we're in the same class, and I would say, KK, you know, go teach me tomorrow on our maths paper. You know, go teach me. That's the only solution I had to my maths problem. So my parents had to get me a maths teacher from JS3, from SS1 till I finished YEG. The reason is because the first term, you need to see that maths. I had ons. eyes, everything on the. So I didn't go to school at all. I didn't want to be bothered about it because nobody was helping me. But now, because I have been through it, there's no child of mine that has a difficulty in any subject. I will tell you, there's no difficult subject. It's help.
It's learning.
You need, we help you. Do you understand? There was a way you will cope with it and we'll find it. Because by the time I wrote my WAEC and I had a C in maths, everybody in my house was shocked. The thing is that I found a way. I had the maths diction, I wrote the formulas, I cram it. Everything is one format, same format. Everything, same format.
And maths is formula.
It's formula.
The formula.
It's
Walk it down.
no, it's one format. So I didn't need to know it as in love it. I just knew how to pass it. Pass and go. So
can we talk about, Maya mentioned a particular set of parents who are unwilling to make the sacrifice necessary for parenting. You know, and I think that we need to talk about that because sometimes parenting, the quality parenting requires sacrifice.
It is
we
a deliberate
don't
thing.
celebrate enough women who pay that price. And usually, you see this conversation, we have not mentioned father because it is not expected that father will do homework. Or when the diaper is being soiled and the child is being dropped off, nobody is expecting that the father should have changed the diaper or the father should have prepared food. So all of this is on the shoulder of who? Mothers. So let's deal with it. We can't start changing. We can't even change the one. No, let's not even talk about the fathers, and that's not even. Let's talk about the mothers and the challenge of managing that. I want to be my own person. There's a movie on Netflix I'm watching, Not, and the lady left her marriage to want to start work because she feels like she wants to find herself. I want to have my own thing. And sometimes that is taking women away, taking us away from being the nurturers
and then when the child suffers,
meant to be.
And
then it still comes
her.
on. How do we
manage
manage
then if she doesn't find herself, nobody they confuse her. So can we commend women who find themselves in their natural roles? Like in nurturer, you birth a child, your role. Because we started this conversation and confused a lot of women. So people no longer feel fulfilled in the simple things. Waking up in the morning, running to your child's school, getting your child back, checking their books and all of that, and then you look at your friend who is doing hi-fi, and you cannot just be appreciative of your friend from afar and appreciative of yourself from where you are. Because now there's definition, English, everything, packaging. If you see people writing CV, nobody writes their CV and says, I'm a full-time mother, except Misha. My most cherished achievements, because I know the journey that I used to get one shite. I know how many injections they shook me. It was every day asking God for a child, a particular kind of child, and the particular kind of mother I want to be. It was a conversation. So I prepare. But even as I prepare, I'm scared that I'm not adequate, that I'm not doing enough, because children will surprise you. And so those parents, can we just appreciate those simple things? Can we appreciate our mothers who gave up their lives? Businesses, careers, so we can be here. If we can't do the same for our children, can we appreciate our support system? People who are making sure things happen, because we don't talk like, if I want to write my CV, I'm a high flyer, I'm CEO, something, before I feel fulfilled, because that's what I want to do, to prepare them. Can we leave prepare them and just be grateful for the simple things of life? It's rare. And so we've confused a lot of things. A parent, for instance, will be overwhelmed because yes, you want to be a CEO, banker, branch manager, everything. You're on the street, but you look back and your child is dragging, your home is suffering. Then you say, well, find a way now. You say, find a way. You're telling a child who is helpless, who's looking at you, to find a way. The child is confused.
Bringing us back to
apart.
a question of why did you have a child? Let me take this call from Egbeda. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I really like this topic this morning. I like the angle Ademola took it from. Many parents these days, especially many mothers, they are very lazy. I'm sorry to say that. We know that, yes, there are some overwhelming mothers. But many parents or many women don't know why they are giving birth. Like the question Ademola asked her, why do you give birth? See, I have one parent in my area. If you see this lady, she's so beautiful. Like, whenever you see her, she's a very beautiful lady. But when you see her children, these children, you would think they are, like, when I see them, I almost shed tears. I have to ask one woman, are you sure it's this man that gave her to this? She said, yes. And the children are wearing rags. You know what the woman do? She will be at the front, while the children will be at the back. She don't allow the children to go with her. And funny enough, they are landlords. They are landladies. They own their own house.
Wow.
So you will not tell me. You will not tell me that she doesn't have money to take care of the children. Maybe they are looking for house rent, or they have their own house. But if you see the lady will pancake her face, she would do it like And if I know she will not even be able, she will not be able to tell people that these are my children because they are not presentable. So I'm sorry to say that many parents these days, I don't know. I don't know how we treat, especially mothers, because the thing is on our neck. Like, okay, let me use myself for example. Yesterday night I was not feeling well. My husband gave money to buy drugs, but I remember that my children will go to school this morning and there is no food they will take to school. Do you know that I have to go and use that money for drugs to buy what they will take to school? As I'm talking to you now, I have not buy drugs. I have not taken care of myself. But it's not as if I don't know that I need it. But will these children go to school and beg food? No, they will not. So I have to set their priority right. Set the priority right. At least they should first. I will take care of myself later. So thank you. Please, what I need to do.
Thank you so much, Mercy.
I don't agree with that one.
Yeah,
because she was saying that too.
You know, okay, so let's just talk about the example of the woman, the mother, who wants to be the high flyer and is the high flyer, has businesses, she's chasing all those things. What makes that what would make it a problem or a bad thing is that she does not put in place other structures to help her where she cannot keep her eyes on. Do you understand? So it's not that there's anything wrong with you wanting to be all those things, but realize that it will come at a cost and that you have to put something you have to prepare, you have to put a structure in place. There's this lady, she's British Jamaican, Emma Greed. She's she's very successful, and someone was asking her, like, how does she balance it? She says there's no balance. Balance does not exist. It's that she understands that she needs a support system. Yeah. So she owns many businesses, has co-founded so many businesses, but she says she needs help with her children. The truth is she's not able to do what most mothers who don't have her own peculiarities, can do. So she has put structures in place to make sure that they help with homework and whatever. And then she knows that when she comes back from work, there's the time that she dedicates to spending with those children. So for me, the problem will be that you have made the decision to be all this, and then you've forgotten that you have children. You've forgotten that those people, you've forgotten that they have to be taken care of. They have to be raised. They have to be nurtured. That you have to have some input into how those children are raised. Now, if you're talking of the one that decides, okay, I'm going to be here with the children because, I don't even have any, I cannot even pay for any support system or any structure. So I'm going to be there, watch how, what they eat, follow up on school and things like that. We still call them out because there comes a point where the children will grow up and then you're left with nothing. So we're saying in your parenting, realize that you can give it all up. You can remember yourself. I'm trying to put this to, like, you can still be that parent and create some time, and create something for yourself. So in your own situation, you may not be as big as the other person who has dedicated her time to her business. Your business may not be as big, but it's a sacrifice that you have made. And you know that eventually you would move, when the children grow, you will move to your own business. But you will not feel bad.
Keep growing as you're raising your children.
Yeah, and you will not
stop because you want to raise the children.
And you will not feel bad. You will not feel bad because it's a decision you made for yourself. This is what is priority to me while I'm doing this one on the side, slowly and steadily. So you understand, and at the time when it's time to take a back seat and you've done your job, you don't feel bad that, I didn't do what this other woman did because she got all this. So that yours is different.
Must it be business, career that you must build, or relationships? So I am friends with a lot of old people. I just pay them visit. I hardly see their kids. I say maybe at a birthday or family gathering. Function. So I will spend hours. Somebody has raised her kids and chose to invest time in me, and we are bonded. Myself and YK, we spend more time, except maybe when Roller is in the country, together than, we'll go for our lunch dates. If she wants to, Nima, when are you available for spa? We do those things. Those are special things together. That's you investing in your relationships. Because what you need most in your old age, people mistake it.
You think it's children?
No, they think your children must give you material things.
No,
Whereas you're looking for their companionship more in old age. That's what.
But what she's saying is different, like, because when the children go to when after university and they move on with their life,
life.
what would you now
Is
have
the
to do?
companionship that you would miss?
No,
is
so
the companionship
No,
they
it
can
depends
know
on
what
what
would
you
she was saying that she was giving the opinion that you should continue growing yourself, because the people you are meeting, they have value. That's
I
why.
do not disagree with that. I'm asking the people you're meeting, how much of yourself are you investing in those people so that they invest back in you, in you? They visit you,
That's
they
also
check
valid.
up on you. It might not be your kids who will be there for you medically, everything, all the.
But what I was going to say is it doesn't have to be business. It can be charity. It can be church. Many women.
It could be relationships. Because in also facing your children, then you're forgetting to form relationships. That's also something. So you should be able to balance
I
it.
just think that maybe we prioritize wrong things and we put preeminence on things that are maybe trivial. Even if you build relationship in your early years, what if all of them are passed before you are old? Who will you remain with? But the truth is that I think I'm a strong advocate of women should be the deciders of how many children they can cope with.
It's important.
It's very important. You can't have 5 children and still want yourself. You will lose yourself along the line.
Oh, definitely.
If you are not that strong and you don't have help or you don't have support from anywhere, how strong can you even be? It is mental. It is mentally draining, because there's no how you will not break down one day. And you will not think back and want to begin to regret that why did I even do this? Because by the time you are chasing 5 people all around in 5 different universities, 5 secondary schools, you have to go all around here and there. There is no how you will not even forget that you have a dream or a drive as a woman.
I agree.
Because you are busy nurturing. Yes, it's a genuine thing, but also remember that these climes where we have seen children. They say children are like birds. They fly away. Let God, our prayer is for God to give us compassionate children.
Amen.
Who will look at our sacrifices and come back home to say, oh, my mother sacrificed. We have children of our set who said, oh, my mother sold all her wrappers to send me to school. Oh, so I must buy this for her. And because they saw the sacrifice, some children don't go back home because they know their parents didn't sacrifice.
You go show them what kids.
And they just got them here.
If I buy something for my kids, if me buy something for my kids, well done. No. This thing, it could have been for my spa money. But I bought it for you. I always say to them, this money I could have used to buy gold. I just say that I should prioritize you. I always say it to them.
So that don't do it behind them.
Children see and they reward accordingly. And that's the truth. You'll find out some children. I have a friend who said, my father didn't train me now, so why is he expecting money?
And he didn't know that was giving mommy money.
No, because he knew that his mom, he was raised by a single mom.
Okay.
So he's saying that this whole emolument that my father is enjoying, he doesn't even deserve it because he didn't spend 1 kobo on me from the inception. But he takes solace in the Bible says we should take care of our parents. So regardless. Now, the point here is, if we begin to address each other, like I always say, we are the problem. It's we people. Because somebody are married for 2-3 years now, they are looking for stomach to protrude. You don't know if it's a personal decision, if she's not mentally balanced or ready to have a child. Your problem starts from that pregnancy. And it's not going to end until when you live this life. Because, God forbid now, maybe your mom hears that, oh, they are fighting in VI. She's calling you on the phone. They are fighting in VI, don't pass there. That is the job of a parent.
Forever.
It is forever. So how many people are ready to trade their forever to become mothers? And we still want to become high flyers. We still want to do the job. And I always tell my children, I tell my boys, the small one is still 3. But the older one at 11, I said, that's why I don't want too many children, because I don't want to forget myself training children. So I let him know that this is my own standard. Though mommy is a broadcaster, mommy will work. I like to work. But I knew that, oh, of course, let me have my own garden to be able to nurture. So when they are saying Yalagbaja, I can be a Yalagbaja because I mean.
Title
Do you understand?
Let me take this call.
Okay,
as important as engineer.
Helen, welcome to the show. Good morning. Do we still have Helen there?
Morning.
Morning, Helen.
I thought we lost her.
Yeah, my contribution to this topic is that as much as I agree with every lady on the studio, I want to also believe that there are mothers that are overwhelmed and there are lazy mothers.
Yes.
Now, for the lazy mothers, right, they are lazy because maybe, I stand to be corrected, maybe they were not oriented before they even got into the marriage. They don't even know the purpose why they are there. So it will be hard for them to just kind of adjust to their new life as a mother. And another thing is that most ladies don't really know why they give birth. Some people just give birth because they want to be called Mama Alagbaja.
Respected.
And the sacrifice and every other thing that they have to do for that child, they don't have it in their head. So such people need help. And the problem we have in this country is that women don't like helping themselves. When you discover somebody like that, there is a way you can help such person. For example, when I had my own child, at some point I was not very, very ready at that time, like my first baby. I was not very ready. But thank God for the women within my vicinity there. They helped me emotionally, morally, and from there I picked one or two lessons. So instead of people condemning those ones, channel that energy of condemnation to correct them.
Thank you.
And
Beautiful.
teach them.
Well said.
So God will help us. Then you start talking about your birthday package, send it to all your lovers.
On what she said, I remember one day I was walking in Ushodi and there was this woman who backed her baby and the head was tilting. And I said, Auntie, Oriomoye. And you know what she answered me with? I went, boy, one lay.
Like I've raised the
older
other
ones are at home.
I've already raised them. They did not die.
So they did not die. The fact that they're refusing to understand that even that child might be going through pain.
Of course not.
So something that also struck me is that I want to help you. I'm not going to your house.
Don't be
But
angry.
Some people don't also want help because they feel that, oh, I've trained the other ones.
It's a generation of mind your business.
That's how it's now a generation of mind your business. So yes, there are times that my neighbor is not around. Her daughter comes in to stay a while, and I'm asking her, oh, do you want food? Have you eaten? What do you want? I let her make her choice because I want to believe that I can't. The way I can force my own children to eat what I put on the table, I might not be able to force you like that. And sometimes the girl is just like, oh, don't worry, I'll eat noodles, and that's the help you can offer. This same neighbor of mine, when her children wears clothes, I'm not comfortable with it, but I have to turn my eyes. Because this time you will say, sure, is it not money she used to buy it? No, because I've tried to. Sorry, I've tried to. But I see that she's this spirit kind of person. Oh, they can wear tube at 10 and show belly. I'm like, it's not decent for Mora.
No, for
but
you.
it's for me. Before they'll bring it to tribe, because she's not of my tribe. So what I see is not what she sees. She came now.
You know, I just love the last caller because what she did is she explained, you know, there's a difference between a lazy mother, of lazy parent and overwhelmed parent. And I was going to say also, what has happened for us recently, maybe in the last 10 years, is that society has given us a picture of what a perfect woman or mother should be. So she wakes up early, she has her 3 to 4 children.
She's so fast.
She dresses up in her best clothes while they're all dressed up perfectly, and then she drops them off at school, then drives to work and does what she has to do, then comes back, picks them up, and then somehow the children act perfectly. You know, when they tell them to sit down, they sit down, do their homework, and then, you know, she cooks for them, cooks for the husband. You know, there's that perfection that has been drawn out for us. And we feel that if we are not like that, then we have failed. And so we keep pushing to be all that. And that picture expects you, one person, to be the one to do all of that. So what this caller has reminded us is that raising children has never been something one person does. When they say that it takes a village, they know exactly what they are talking about. You need your sisters with you. You need the one that when they are doing carpooling, see, my own time for work, I can't get off at this time. Please, can we pull with you? Can we go with you? You are constantly looking for different ways to step in for each other. Where one person is weak, the other person is strong, you know. We don't do that anymore. We are everything for ourselves. And then because of that, we are lacking in where we are meant to be strong, which is the children. And then we are forgetting that all these things that we're chasing is really for the children. It's really to help them to become wholesome human beings themselves. And then we have forgotten that that is why we're doing it. Then we are sitting down here and we're talking about issues that our children have because we were not there. And as you said, it's easy to point the finger, but we should also point the fingers at all of us, because while our sister was struggling, when we could offer help, did we? Or did we sit down and gossip about it? Of how, did you see how our children are just running up and down? How they are not to do, how their nose is running, you know? Nothing. Children. Nobody is there for each other. So those are the things.
I'm going to make a case for a lazy parent. You know, the caller was talking about, instead of condemning,
teach. I wrote it down. Teach them.
I have seen a lot. There's a stage as a mother I was not trusting of society, but I took time to believe that it's only good that is out there. You know those mothers, as Dami gave, when I had my daughter, I would use a strapper in front.
Baby
My
carrier.
neighbors will come. I could have argued. I would just be patient because I don't know where the advice is coming. I don't know. I'll keep quiet. They will take off the strap. They will buy me wrapper. They will go and bring their wrappers. Yolu will just back the child. Like that was how I started knowing her. She just puts the child on her own back as opposed to my own. Where are you going? I want to just get down to the market. Go and come back. The child is sleeping. So little by little, you allow yourself. The support system will know when you need that support because of the way you received it.
Be open.
So you try. It's not everybody, because these days our religious houses are making us suspicious of everybody that has wrinkle. We too are now wrinkling now. They are the next generation of
no wrinkle.
witches.
No.
So we are aging.
Forever 16.
Okay, don't worry. You allow yourself. You tell people how you need your help. But there are some mothers. You need to let them sit up and face the reality. If I come home now, there's someone that usually brings her baby. Hey, big mommy, take. Now she bring baby, hold your baby. Because we had the conversation. You can't keep doing this back to back.
How do you
Put birth
learn?
control. She was not a good mom from the first one we supported. Then the second one she said was a mistaken pregnancy. The third one, carry your baby. Reason is because the abandonment of the kids, let us not be indulging.
Enablers.
Or
Don't become an
enablers
enabler.
of that laziness eventually. So now, when their birthday come, let me know.
We will support.
But you see that, carry that baby.
Yes.
When the child, everything I condemn. Have you been to their school? Just come on, get up and go to the school. She'll just be there. Where are your kids? Before my body, I'll be the one there.
You will go by yourself.
Supporting, and now get up and go there. And I'll say publicly.
But that's you teaching. You see, you're
you
still
know,
not
but you know
judging.
you can be condemning.
I know, but you're
And
teaching.
people
And that's
would
the
say
thing.
secretly tell.
Yes.
But I realize that some people, it's not
They don't
everybody you
listen.
secretly.
You have
Say
to
it
openly
publicly.
say it.
Embarrass them to
Into
that
good
result
behavior.
that you're looking for.
We'll take a break now. Wow, this is masterclass on parenting 101, 102. When we return, we'll continue with 103. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's a packed show, Celebrity Friday. We're thrilled to welcome one of Nigeria's Nollywood superstar, renowned actor, director, filmmaker. His notable work includes his latest film, Ori Fate, which has won Best Indigenous Film at the first African Movie Academy Awards in 2005. Welcome to the studio, Muyiwa Ademola, also known as Muyiwa Authentic, in the building. Welcome to the show.
Blessed are you amongst women.
As in,
Yes, so yes,
Wow.
so. Thank you so much. Thank you.
it's so good to have you in the studio with us, especially because we were talking about parenting before you joined us. And we've been talking from the perspective of, we're looking at two sides, the lazy parent, the overwhelmed parent, and we're trying to call ourselves out and as well as prefer solutions to support ourselves. But I'd like to hear your opinion on lazy parenting, overwhelmed parenting. Where is the gap in how we are raising children now in this generation?
Thank you so much once again. It's good to be here. It's good to see these beautiful faces. And I'm here, Muyiwa Ademola Authentic. You see, anyone can actually be lazy and at the same time be overwhelmed. Like, this generation, you have to make more money. So the parents are forgetting, to actually pay more attention to the children. So you get overwhelmed in that process. And if you don't make more money too, your parents will still be like, Daddy, see, I saw that they are riding this kind of car, they are riding that, you understand? So it's a process that we are being forced. The society is forcing us to do a whole lot of things, including parenting. So if we go with, okay, I have to give everything, I have to provide everything, not what I can afford, but everything for my children, then there will be a neglect.
So why are you looking so tired? Have you been in the cinemas, walking around promoting your
Like the last time I did like 3-4 hours would be like 3 weeks ago.
Wow. It's been
So
hectic.
yes, I was in Ife overnight. His Royal Majesty, Oni of Ife, requested for Ori, so we watched it together yesterday night.
Oh.
So, and we
you
partied,
yesterday
and he
have not
was
slept.
there, yes. He partied with us till like past 2 a.m.
Wow.
And then you
And
came
you're here.
So 4 a.m., we jumped
Wow.
on the
The
car
road.
again, and here
Here
we
you
are.
are.
So let's bring that into parenting.
Okay.
Because for you to fully create what you have been creating consistently, there would be sacrifices that would have to be made. Obviously, you might not have toddlers right now, but even when you had toddlers and little children, you were producing and all of that. Mariam mentioned earlier that this idea that we want to fulfill, this desire that we all have, men and women, to impact our world and do something with our lives beyond just being parents, is it not taking us away from being able to be effective parents?
On my own side, I am married to the most amazing woman on earth.
Oh.
You know, that's the truth. And so, you know, she's taking so many, you know, loads off my shoulders. You understand? Because as an actor, we have to be on locations, we have to do this. And most times, and people like me, like when I'm writing, I don't even want to say anything. I don't even want to hear anything. So it's my woman. You understand? So my woman has always been there, you know, taking care. And that's the way it works. I'm telling you, because like you said, there are sacrifices who will pay for many things that we do in life. And when it comes to having fame, the sacrifice is always the matrimonial home. If you're not, either you're an actor, you
Or you are singing.
yes, I'm telling you,
musician.
anything, yes. Even if you sell cloth and you are too popular, you understand. If
Your
you're not
family might
careful,
be.
yes, there will be that you know, that softness around that the other party has to be. You know, if you're a woman, you sell perfume today, you sell perfume tomorrow.
Are you talking to Dami?
So you are living again, Abby, to sell your perfume. Okay. Who will take the children to school? So that means you have an husband that will be like, okay, darling, please, I just have to go and do this. Will you please help me? So it's always the opposite sex, the other partner.
That will
That
carry
has to
that
step
burden.
in.
Yes.
You know what you
If not,
just
there
So
will
what
be
do
that
you
gap.
do to compensate
So what
them?
you have just said now, you know, makes it, you know, brings to bear the responsibility on mothers.
Yes.
A man can afford to do what you are doing, even take the time, almost guilt-free even, because you have a good woman that is at home. If it were the other way around and the children were left with the father, even if it's a good father that is watching the children, somehow the mother will be blamed for putting that career ahead of being at home with the father, and then the father will be like, this is the best father in the world. Have you ever seen a father that just stays with the children? But you see that woman, she's always on the road, you know. So when the dynamics is the man that is going out and the woman is at home,
It's
it's
sort of expected, they will celebrate it.
Culturally acceptable.
But now it's changes.
No, sincerely speaking, I think these whole things is changing. You know, I think that that one belongs to then. Nowadays, we have a whole lot of families in which, you know, the women are the one, you know, at
In the forefront.
In the
Yes.
forefront. And the husbands are there, just doing it, you know, quietly. We have a whole lot of them. You know, I wouldn't want to be mentioning names.
Yeah,
There are
but
so
we know.
many women, you know, women popular in our society today as an actor, as a pastor, as this, as that. And the husbands are calm,
But you know
taking
we're
care and all that.
multitasking.
Yes,
A woman
ma'am.
can be everything.
I am.
Me that I'm sitting here, I'm a TV host, I'm a lawyer, I'm a farmer, I'm a rice distributor. I do it all, and I'm 100% mother. So I'm talking to you right now.
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
prioritizing what you want to tell me, but I'm already
ma'am.
thinking that today is open day. Whatever you want to say, but better finish it at 11 a.m. because open day starts at 11 a.m. He's not, my husband is at his workplace, but he's not doing that.
calculating
He's
it.
not calculating that. I will show up. My kids, my daughter was saying to someone in school because she left her book at home, said, my mom will bring it. And the teacher was like, why did you forget? He said, my mom will bring it. She will come. Last time my son did cultural too, he was saying, I took my mother-in-law to the hospital. I'd gone to the firm. I'd come back. And my son's outfit was in the car. And he was saying, everybody should do their pictures. If you don't want to wait for me, my mom will come. And when I came, the teacher was like, you must be the superhero. So a mom will do it without expecting any awards, recognition. You just know you have to make it happen. But a man will focus and say, I need to focus here. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
That you want to focus and write your script. What do you do to compensate that?
How do you make her?
It's not that you not say, Shebi Koti ya Miche.
No.
Our mothers were like that.
Okay, excuse me. There's this cartoon. There's one popular cartoon like that. You see a mother carrying like 3, 4, 5 children.
Yes.
Do you understand? Then they will not put the whole 3, 4, 5 children on top of a man.
Yes.
And the man will fall straight up.
No. So what I'm trying to say is that most times you only feel men will not care. No, we do. And
Do
that's
you
why.
really do?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
Really do?
Yes. And that's why you see that the lifespan of women are more than that of men. You understand? Because the body is so much, because we try to absorb. We absorb without emotions. You know,
without expressing it.
Yes, without expressing it. So as you are thinking, you go to school, pick your kid, you do this, you do that. You understand? As my wife is like, okay, darling, I'm writing my script. Even if anything happens, I'll still post my script. Do you understand? Like, I am a total family man. You understand? My father, you know, grew us up with just, you know, we are 8 in the family and, you know, just one mother. So, and my father will never eat without my mom. Even till he breathed his last. You understand? So when I started the industry, you know, they call me lover boy because it wasn't acting. I tell people it wasn't acting. That was what I saw. Yes, I see them do it. They be like, okay, my mom will be in the kitchen, my father will be in the kitchen. You understand? So they'll be doing things together. You understand? I remember my dad used to. It's not of blessed memory. My mom is still with me, and you know, my dad loved to eat pounded yam. You know, there was a time I saw my mom's hand, and it was like, yes, you have this thing in your hand. I said, darling, because you love pounded yam, I said, okay, henceforth, you will not pound again. And my mom never pounded anything again.
Wow.
It
See
was
love.
my mom, yes.
See love.
And I dey watch now.
So it was my father that would pound for the whole family.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So I saw all those things. You understand? I saw all those things.
Let's take a break.
You see, if you see Ori,
you will see it too.
parenting is in there.
We will take a break. When we come back, we'll focus on your new movie. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.